Good evening, guys and gals. It is Sterling here from Day Trading Forex Live. Welcome to another video. Today's video, we're going to cover two trades. These two trades were actually taken in the live room, in our live room, and that's why I wanted to cover them. Because as you guys know, I hate Monday morning quarterbacking. And that's why I only like to talk about things that were actually happening. And because we had two good trades, thought I would cover them. One trade ended up with a nice profit. The other trade ended up taking a 12 pip loss. Both really quality setups though, and that's why I say two good trades. So to begin with, these two levels you see on my chart were pre-selected levels. As you guys know, in the members area, I select my levels for the day right around this time, which this box I just marked out is right around midnight Eastern. So for those of you that start trading the European session, it's posted about an hour or two before you begin trading. And for those of you that just trade New York, obviously no need to watch it all the way back here. You can just watch it before you begin trading the New York session. So when I'm selecting these levels, or when I tell you these levels are selected in advance, they're done just that way. They're selected hours in advance. So let's see how the market responded as we come into them. First level comes up 28.34. The first thing I look for is I'm going to look for a 3-pip break. So I want to see that level breaking. I want to see the stop run initiating, and it's breaking by, in this case, we want to see it breaking by a minimum of 3 pips, and that's what happens. It breaks by 3.5. Next candle confirms down. If you don't know what a confirming entry is, there is a video on the site that walks through that. It's actually the first videos under the Forex videos tab right now if you're on the site, so you can feel free to check that out. It's actually about an hour long, really in-depth video. Anyways, after the confirmation, we don't just take the entry at the end of the confirmation. Our strategy is all about risk reward. It's all about optimizing risk reward. So what we're doing is we're taking the entry on the pullback. On the fourth candle, the setup here, it pulls back, gives you all the pullback that you would want, and then it runs off to the downside. This is an awesome trade. I was glad to see so many making money off this trade. A lot of people taking 3-to-1, some people taking 4-to-1. I'd say the majority, 50%, were probably taking that 2-to-1, the standard 2-to-1, and getting out of the trade. So just a really nice trade. Good job to everybody that caught that move. Straightforward confirmation entry off of one of our pre-selected levels. Now the next level that we had to the downside is 27.24, and this again pre-selected level. Selected it at this point was about at least 8 hours in advance. Actually, by the time it got to here, it was about 10 hours in advance. And it comes down, it breaks by 3 pips, provides a confirmation up, provides pullback, and the exit for this trade was right here prior to the start of the Asian session. We exit all New York session trades prior to the start of Asia. And so that was a 12-pip loss for me on that position. What's really important to understand here is a lot of people think that cycles are like the end-all be-all to our strategy. If you notice this day, we were taking both a short and we were taking a long. We were not trading directionally. At least 50% of the time, I trade without cycle. And so I think that is really important for people to realize, because there's this big misconception when it comes to people that email us. They say, well, Sterling, I can't find cycle. And my answer to them is, well, yeah, you're not going to find cycle all the time. And quite frankly, a lot of the time we trade without it. Here's a great example of a day where we take two trades without cycle. We had no directional bias here. And we end up with a great day overall off of two nice setups. One trade again, winning trade. The other trade, a losing trade. The second part to take away is the risk reward here, guys. These setups, or tracking manipulation, or the goal of tracking manipulation, is to catch a turning point. So by its very nature, I am never going to run a 70 or 80% win-loss ratio. The true power of these setups is in the risk reward associated with setups. We never have more than a 20 pip stop loss, and if you have correctly identified a turning point in the market, taking 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 is going to become very easy, and that is the real power of the setup. Even if you just win 50% of the time, the risk reward will make a extremely profitable trader out of you if you're correctly taking those setups. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I hope you liked those two setups. Gives you a little more insight into what we do. One last thing I want to cover is a couple emails I've got this week of people that have literally been going through the site for weeks. One guy had been going through the site for now 2 months. And I finally just emailed him, here's our site. I finally just emailed and said, what are you doing? You're spending something you can't get back. You cannot get back time. If you waste a day, that day's gone. I don't care how much you spend, that day ain't ever coming back. What a lot of people don't realize is that people don't learn to trade from a course. People do not learn to trade by reading information and information alone. I don't care how detailed a course is, you will not learn to trade Forex from it. I don't care how much of the information you read on the front end of the site, you will not learn to trade Forex successfully by just reading information. Think about it this way. I always use the analogy of flying. When I learned to fly a plane, do you think that I would have just jumped in that plane and took off and flown? Now, when I went in to fly the first time, I can tell you I knew a lot about flying. I knew how to fly the plane. I knew how I should be doing things. But I can tell you there is no way I would have just jumped in and flown that plane. Why? Because there's a massive difference between knowledge and applied knowledge. And that is the real key. And in Forex, it's no different. Why do you think a brain surgeon goes through 8 years of school? And I'm just using this as an example, could be more, I don't know, obviously. Goes through a massive amount of schooling, but do you think that they just hand him a scalpel and say, okay, well, here you go, take the tumor out of the brain? No, they have a massive amount of schooling, but they still have to train under somebody and watch somebody else do it. People come into the Forex market and they think that, the largest, most complex market in the world, that you're competing versus the greatest financial institutions in the world, and they somehow think that they can just read a few things and become a successful trader. It blows my mind every day, but I can promise you that I get emails every day from people with that mentality. So, what our membership is all about, and the first thing I'll say is that there's a 30-day refund policy. For everybody that's antsy about signing up for something, guys, there's a 30-day refund policy. We have about a 3% refund rate. Now, I think that speaks volumes about what we do. If you've been going through the site for literally weeks or months, you know that you see this manipulation in the market. If you're serious about learning, sign up for what we do. You're going to get access to everything that we do for continuing support. Those daily market reviews where I'm pre-selecting those levels for you. The live room where you're able to ask us questions live, where we take trades live when they set up. If you can't attend them, we record them for you so you can go back and you can watch it later. On top of that, the daily support that we provide our members, whether that be them sending us emails or whatever it may be, they're getting that constant support. It's like learning to fly the plane. It's like learning to do brain surgery. You cannot do it with just information. You need somebody showing you how to take that information and turn it into applied information or applied knowledge. And that's what this is all about. That's what our membership is all about. It's not about just handing you a course. It's about, here's the course, learn it, learn the fundamental basics and the foundation, but from that point, let me take your hand and let me show you how to take those rules that you just learned and let me show you how to apply it to live market every single day in the review. That's why we have such great reviews. When you read reviews of our site, that's why there's such again positive reviews of the site. And secondary, if it's just plain and simple, it's not for you, which is fine, simply ask for a refund. You'll see here at the bottom 30-day refund policy. And the third and final point before we go is that the $329 payment is a lifetime access. We don't sell anything else. The one payment that you make is $329 against for lifetime access. There is no other payment. That is the lowest price we've had in 2 years. That price is changing October 31st. If you've ever wanted to sign up, this is the time to sign up. That's the lowest price you're going to see. It's gone at the end of the month. So I'd highly recommend taking that 30-day trial. Guys, bottom line, you don't like it, simply ask for a refund. That's your worst case scenario. It's a lot better than literally spending weeks or months going through the site, just taking in knowledge without any applied knowledge. So let us help you. Let us teach you how to apply the strategy. Sign up, and I look forward to seeing you in the members area. All right, guys, until next time, happy trading.